On first down, Stafford here. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know is that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, and he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Stafford now to throw. And some room to work. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Looking for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. That last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Throwing is Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. That it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Now Howard. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. If that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He finds a rookie from Iowa, T.J. Hawkinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Stafford on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Pass from Stafford, caught by Amendola. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing again is Stafford. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6, obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Check 13. Omaha, ready, move.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Amendola catching it left side. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Stafford. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was the veteran safety Malcolm Jenkins who got a hand in there to disrupt it.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, Get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to... get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Jonathan Cyprien. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much. And
down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Devon Kennard in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Lions will take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And still 2nd quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. It was Kendall Dotterson who made the stop on the defensive side.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go, 53, ready.
Off of play action, here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, it can really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Here's Sanders. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
They go play action here on 1st down. That is caught at the 7. 23 yards on the play.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40.
Shotgun now for Wentz. His pass caught at the 4. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And oh, it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
So that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Hey, I-7.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And now look at him go. He's at the 30, 10, for touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Again, it's Johnson. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 49. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
All day, defense.
Another run with Sanders. And an alley to run. Sanders shaking and baking. And he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Sanders. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Howard all alone in the backfield on second and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's second down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. Johnson was the intended receiver. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. At their own 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Johnson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Stafford. got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. C.J. Anderson to the game. He gets it here. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there. Second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check pass.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles defense able to hold. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. They'll run with Sanders. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. On second down, it's Sanders. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He's got the first down inside the 10. 16 yards, a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
He's crashing. He's chasing.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be second and goal coming up. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it third and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. They'll try to run with Sanders. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the 4th quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill. The Lions on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
And for the 3rd straight play, he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Ladies and tires burn the pavement. People want to know when Mace, Potts, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot. You'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred.